Can we get off?
Trevor, where are we?
We are in an elevator.
What's happened to the elevator?
It might be stuck.
It's stuck.
We won't be here for a while.
I've been to a country that neither you nor anyone you know has ever heard of. And I went there to play hockey. Turkmenistan. Know of it? I sure as didn't, but that's because fewer people go to Turkmenistan than they do North Korea. I would know because I have also played hockey in North Korea. That trip was a little intense.
USA, USA, USA.
So I told myself this time around, I would just take it easy.
All right, you want to go?
But as it turns out, it's really hard to take it easy in Turkmenistan, because although no one's ever heard of it, it's full of people who really, really want you to have a good time. Now I know what you're thinking. Alex, Turkmenistan? How? I participated in my third trip with the HOW International Friendship League. They're a tourism group that aims to promote goodwill through sport with an emphasis on exploring countries and cultures you wouldn't find on your typical travel itinerary. For example, Turkmenistan. As part of the trip, we played 3 games against the Turkmenistan National Hockey League champions, Galkan HC. Yes, there is a hockey league in Turkmenistan. Our first game was on a Sunday night. As a beer leaguer, I knew what that meant. 2 to 3 fans, tops. Well, imagine my surprise when I walked through the tunnel to some 200 fans waving banners and dancing to European techno music. The energy was infectious and intimidating because I'm not very good at hockey and I didn't want that many people to see me.
Do something productive here.
The thing about competing against a professional hockey team is that they typically come prepared to play. We, on the other hand, did not. With that said, we played surprisingly well. After 2 periods, we were down 6-3, but momentum was in our favor. Our forecheck was rocking, but more importantly, the Galkan team seemed nervous. Their coach was shouting, their players were tense. The stage was set for the ultimate comeback. We were actually going to pull this off.
Hank, why don't you tell them what happened in tonight's game?
Well, game was intense.
Intense.
We tried our best.
It's true, we tried our best.
We scored goals.
We did score a few goals.
And we had our moments. But we lost 15 to 4.
We got smoked. They were fast, they were organized, they were much younger than us.
19.
It just didn't go very well. We ended up losing all 3 games to Galkan, the closest being a 4-2 heartbreaker. But I didn't necessarily go to Turkmenistan to win. I went there to learn, because when it comes to learning, I'm a real winner. The first thing you need to know about Turkmenistan is that it's a complicated place. They gained their independence from Soviet rule in 1991, and since then, they've only had 2 presidents. So you can't help but get the feeling that they're still trying to figure themselves out. They're a little bit Middle Eastern, a little bit Russian, a little bit Eurasian, and a whole lot of state control. Turkmenistan is often compared to North Korea not only due to its isolation, but also due to its government's strict control of news and media. So like I said, there's a lot going on, and a lot to learn. And it all starts here. This is Ashgabat, the capital of Turkmenistan. The city reminded me a lot of Las Vegas, not in the sense that you can drink gallon margaritas on the street, but more so amidst this mountainous desert rests a seemingly random oasis of a metropolis. There is desert, there is a city, and then there is desert again. Ashgabat is a population of 1 million people, which represents about 1/6 of the entire nation's population. I bring that up because the first thing you notice is there aren't a lot of people around, anywhere. For a nation's capital, Ashgabat was eerily quiet. It felt like a city that was still waking up on a Sunday morning, except it felt like that all of the time. And then there is the color scheme. There are 3 colors in Turkmenistan: green, gold, and white. Apparently, an old president declared white a national color of good luck. So everything is white, from the buildings to the cars. Every single car is white. The city's architecture was equally puzzling. You had these big, boxy, Soviet-era-like buildings next to these extravagant structures with retro, space-aged vibes to them. It was confusing because, yes, the buildings were impressive, but you had to wonder, who were they built for? Take the airport, for example. It was massive. It cost $2.3 billion to make. It was also empty. Now, for as isolated as the country of Turkmenistan is, the city of Ashgabat is modern and has everything you need. Electricity is abundant, the hotels have Wi-Fi, the elevators have techno music, and the bars have karaoke.
We are here live at the karaoke bar in Turkmenistan.
I made a stop at a local grocery store and I found these.
We have just made a discovery. Crab-flavored Pringles.
Like I said, modern. In Turkmenistan, the currency is called the manat. Now, officially, the exchange rate is 3.5 manat for $1 US. I say officially because on the street, you get closer to 13 manat for $1 US. This makes everything much more affordable. Like this hat, made of sheep's wool, which I purchased for $14. Touring the city and the countryside offered a lot of perspective on Turkmenistan, the country. But it was the hockey that gave me a better understanding of the people there. On the last night, we participated in the friendship game, where we all donned unified jerseys and split up teams. The friendship game was awesome because it was no longer about winning or losing, but simply about having a good time. And that's what everybody did. On the bench, in between periods, and of course, on the ice. And it didn't stop there. After the friendship game, our locker room was reduced to one big party.
Actually pandemonium in here.
There were Turkmen players, fans, and little kids all vying to give us parting gifts and take photos.
I'm here with my buddy. He gave me this sweet hat. Used to play in the national team.
Even though I was a complete stranger, I was treated as though I was saying goodbye to old friends. And that left me with a profound feeling. I admittedly was skeptical heading into Turkmenistan. I assumed that since I'd never heard of it, it would be boring. But the complete opposite was true.
I'm on a horse in Turkmenistan.
I went to a place that few people have ever been, and I came back with my own treasure. A set of experiences I couldn't have gotten anywhere else, and most importantly, a bunch of new friends, who I now all follow on Instagram. I'm aware that Turkmenistan is a complicated place, but I also now know that, just like everywhere else in the world, it's full of really cool people who are compassionate, funny, and kind, but are often overlooked simply because of the stigma of where they're from. And one thing that I'm starting to learn is that it doesn't matter where you go in this world, you will always encounter the human spirit. Whether that's through a game that you're passionate about, a song that you love to sing, or a shared sense of adventure. You will find friends in the most unlikely of places, including Turkmenistan. It's just a question of getting out there and meeting them. And that last point is important, because nowadays it seems as though we all believe there are these walls between us, that we are fundamentally different. But the truth is, we're more alike than we think, because we all have one thing in common. We're human. We laugh, We smile. We love to take selfies. We are all on the same team. We just forget that, and we only need a reason to come together. For me, that's been hockey. It's truly remarkable how I continue to make friends through this beautiful sport. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. The love for the game does, in fact, cross borders. I don't know why no one has heard of Turkmenistan. I don't know why no one goes there. But I do know that it exists. And most importantly, that it's full of people who would love to meet you.
Rock and roll!
It doesn't matter where you go in this world. It just matters that you go and you try to find something new. There's one simple question. Would I do it again? Yes, and I will. Next year, because I have friends waiting for me. Remember, Turkmenistan. Turkmenistan.
Yeah, I'll do one.
Okay.
Is it running?
Yeah.
We f***ing suck.
Hey! Straight to the point.
Okay.